Pardon me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is Dhyutidhara. The next nama is Yajna Rupa. What is Yajna? Yajna is sacrifice. Rupa, who personifies supreme sacrifices, offerings, and worship. That's what Yajna Rupa means. Mm-hmm. Vishnu is the supreme authority for yajnas. Yajna means fire ritual where oblations are offered with mantra recitations. Agni, the Lord of Fire, is the carrier of oblations to the concerned deities. Yajurveda says, Yajno vai Vishnuhu, which means Yajna is Vishnu. Vai means certainly this. This is rarely used in Rig Veda and often used in Atharva Veda. The purpose of Yajna is sacrifice. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita says, among yajnas, I am Japa Yajna, which means the super consciousness chanting of mantras is japa. Vishnu Sahasranama has this nama Yajnaha. Basically, it is said that she is in the form of Yajna. If Vishnu is Yajnaha, then she is Yajna Rupa. She's in the form of Vishnu. Going by the Vedic interpretation, Yajna also means devotion. Vedic literature says that Yajna means oblations or offerings. She's the most devoted, or she's made of sacrifices because most sacrifices are done in her favor. It is said that the greatest form of sacrifice is worshipping one's own self. Here it means the Parabrahman within us. So Yajna Rupa means Yajna Rupa means she who personifies supreme sacrifices, offerings, and worship. Yeah, anything to add on to that? Okay. Anything to add on to this nama?
No.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. We can move on to the next namam, which is Priyavrata. Okay. Priyavrata. What is Priya? Priya means fond of. Vrata means undertaking or undertaking vows or holy observances. Who is fond of pious practices and vows? Mata loves vratam and all these pious practices. So basically, we are talking about Mata's fondness of vratas. So that's what Priya Vrata means. So it's a very straightforward namam for this Priya Vrata. So that ends in this last name in this couplet. Svarga Pavargadha Shuddha Japa Pushpa Nibha Kritihi Ojovati Dhritidhara Yagyarupa Priyavrata. We didn't talk about Dhritidhara, right? Dhyutidhara, yes, Dhyuti means radiance, so who sparkles luster. So Dhyutidhara also we talked about. Ojovati Dhyutidhara Yajna Rupa Priyavrata. Okay, so on Priyavrata, mostly she's also pleased with vows made to other gods and goddesses, not just vratas for other gods. She's pleased because of two reasons. The first point is she's Parabrahman, both Nirguna and Saguna. Second is that entire universe is the manifested form of Shiva and Shakti. Whatever divine form a devotee chooses to worship with reverence, I stabilize the faith of that particular devotee in that very form. So Bhagavad Gita also is very inclusive of any worship of the God that some may choose to worship. So we can go with the next nama, Duraradhya. What is Aradhya? We know, to worship. Duraradhya is difficult to worship. Who is difficult to worship, rare to grasp. Duraradhya. She is difficult to attain.
1 second. So what is the summary of the last 147?
147.
This couplet, this whole thing couplet. What is
the summary
One
of
which
it?
we discussed
Yeah.
previous one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah. Go ahead, Vasu.
No, you can go ahead. That I'm just telling, like, she said 141, but in our thing, like, it's a 760 or something like that. So
Oh,
Yeah.
147. I mean, whatever this couplet, what is the,
Yeah. So I think in previous Nama, right, we talked about all the trigunas and all the trigunatmika and trayambaka, all anything that has to do with all the trigunas. Here, from this Nama, we talk about all the other things that yajnas, through japas, how she's very delighted by all these good activities. Previously, we talked about the qualities. Here, what leads to she leads to the swargam, and all the purity, and about the japa, and about the yagya, and why she's fond of all those things. So I think again here it talks about. I think the thing that we can take away from this couplet is more about the japa and yagyas and her fondness for that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So the next nama is in the next nama starts with Duraradhya. Here, I think we are talking about all her worship. I think the first nama itself starts with how she's very difficult to attain, and how it is basically what they are talking about here is how it is difficult to grasp her. So all the I think at least we start with those couplets. At least first two namas talks about the difficulty of her worship. In other words, difficulty to grasp her or to attain her. It's not easy because of all the other reasons that we know. To realize Parabrahman, you have to go through several stages of spiritual, not just experiences, spiritual, physical, different experiences lead to that. So the next nama is Aradhya is worship. Duraradhya is difficult, right? Next is Duradarsha. So here, Adarsha is to control, who's difficult to control, who's difficult to be conquered. I mean, here, when they say control, we know she cannot be controlled. So it is impossible to control because she's the ultimate who controls everyone. So there is, whoever Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, whoever offers me a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I appear in person before the, before that disinterested devotee of sinless mind, and delightfully partake of that article offered by him with love. She should be, basically, I think what we are saying here, the devotion or whatever that we have needs to be sustained. She can be controlled by devotion, and that control, we shouldn't say that she's under our control, but she likes it. That's the meaning that we need to take. Through pranayama, meditation, and several other things, one attains Lalitambika, but it is not very easy to attain that state. It needs to be sustained practices, and sometimes you may need to be worshipping her in seclusion so you don't get distracted. And again, whatever we do, it's not through a simple means. It is very difficult, is what the previous nama says. Even in this nama, it is very difficult to control her. Even if we control her, it is through sustained devotion, sustained worship, sustained practices. And eventually we attain her. That's all. That is the ultimate. Not that we control her. We attain her and we become in union with her through these practices. I don't know if that made sense.
Adarsha also means aim, right?
Yeah. Adarsha is, I think it's like a goal.
Goal, aim.
Right? Yeah, in Hindi.
Yeah, Hindi.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, in
Adarsha.
could be
So that
aim
means our
also.
goal to attain her. Goal to attain her.
Goal, yeah, it's very difficult to attain.
Attain her.
Yeah,
Get
definitely.
her attention or something.
Yeah, that makes even better sense. Here, the meaning is given. Adarsha means to control, right? But attain is even better. Yeah, meaning to that goes with this line. Yeah. So the here in two books, in both of them, it talks about conquering her or controlling her. I don't know why, but Duradarsha. But the controlling is basically coming to to attaining her or becoming one with her. Yeah, not you going beyond above it. That's that particular. That is not possible because she's the ultimate. So the next nama talks about Patali Kusuma Priya. Patali Kusuma Priya. So what is Patali? Patali is a red and white flower. In the botanical name is Bignonia suaviolens. In Hindi, it's called Padri. Padri. And I don't know if you have seen Padri flowers in India, and I have not seen. I'm curious to figure out how Padri looks like. It's a flower which is both Patali tree. It comes from Patali tree, and it comes in two colors. It is looking like Naga Pushpam when I look it up. Padri tree. It's looking like I'll share it, what I'm seeing. And the flower that comes out of it is red in color. Yeah, again, this is a flower which could be very much like hibiscus type of color, but it's very red in color. Padri flower. She is fond of Patali Kusuma Priya. And it is more again to do with what Mata likes. Everything she likes is most of them are red in color. And here we are bringing one more flower that she likes, which is Patali flower. And why red again and again? Because red represents Shakti and white represents Shiva. Hence, this particular flower, which has a combination of red and white, can be compared to Shiva Shakti Aikam, where she's the Shiva Shakti Aika Rupini, right? So maybe the combination of both Shiva and Shakti could be inferred through Patali flower. So that's why she's Patali flower, Patali Kusuma Priya. I'll share this after this session. Mahati as the next nama. What is Mahati? Mahati means, Mahati is a very popular name. Mahati means she who is great, huge, and unlimited. Mahati. In Sankhya philosophy, Mahati is one of the earliest evolution from Purush and Prakriti. This nama can also be interpreted that mother is in the form of Mahat. Mahati. This nama declares one of the important attributes of Brahman. Mahat arises from the union of Purusha and Prakriti. Purusha is the self-intelligent subject And Prakriti is the non-intelligent potential cause of the objective universe. Purushas are innumerable in number, whereas Prakriti is one. Primary constituents of Prakriti are three gunas. They are made of the Trigunatmika. As per Sankhya philosophy, both physical and psychical are transformation of Prakriti. And first of which is Mahat. Mahat comes first. She is known as Prakriti. Mahat is also known as Buddhi or intellect. Mahato Mahiyan is said in Maharanya Upanishad, which means greater than the greatest. Here we talk about her greatness. So that's what Mahati means. She who is great, huge, and unlimited. The next nama is Meru Nilaya. Meru means Mount Meru. Nilaya means stays put, who resides in Meru mountain. Mount Meru is also recognized as Sumeru, Sineru, Mahameru, is the sacred five-peaked mountain of Hindu philosophy, Jain philosophy, Buddhist philosophy, and considered to be the center of all the physical, metaphysical, and spiritual universes. So that is, Mount Meru is present in all three religions. And we also talked about where she resides before. She's living in Meru. She lives atop Meru. It is equivalent to the Mount Olympus, like in Greek mythology, same way, Hindu mythology, it is equivalent of that. It's the three-dimensional form of Sri Chakra, Mahameru. Meru also means condensed form of Panchadashi mantra. Meru also means the spinal cord. A subtlest, she traverses up and down the spinal cord in her subtlest form, Kundalini. Right, how the Kundalini rises, you could also say she rises through the Meru, which is the spinal cord, and and then goes to the top, which is the top of the Meru mountain. She lives, and when it's equivalent to how a person transforms, goes through that Kundalini rising, and then ultimately the Kundalini becomes union above the crown chakra, or becoming one with the universe, which is Shiva Shakti Ekam, equivalent, you become union with that. So Mata is at the top of that. She's in the Shiva Shakti Eka Rupam. Anything to add on to this? Mahati Meru Nilaya. So next nama is Mandara Kusma Priya, which is the last part of this nama. Mandara Kusma Priya. What is Mandara? Mandara is Mandara flowers. Kusuma is flower. Kusuma, Patali Kusuma, Mandara Kusuma. Here we talk about Mandara flowers. Priya, one who is fond of Mandara flowers. So that would complete this nama. Duraradhya Duradharsha Patali Kusuma Priya Mahati Meru Nilaya Mandara Kusuma Priya. Yeah. I think Madurai is also is Mandara Vanam, maybe. I think I'm not sure that Mandara.
In Telugu is called Mandaram. Hibiscus is called Mandaram.
Oh, okay. So Mandara is a hibiscus.
Yeah.
In Telugu. Even the other flower that we read, right? Japa Pushpam is also
it's also
hibiscus.
called. Yeah. Same.
Japa Pushpam Mandara flowers. All right. I guess that will end today's discussion. Please, next week we will have Vidya Ganapati Puja next Friday, so we may not be able to meet for this, but the following week we can meet up. Please come to temple for Ganesh Utsav. There are going to be several days of festivities, so join us. Okay.
Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhattarji.